The Peebles Hydro in the Scottish countryside south of Edinburgh was one of many such expensive and exclusive spa hotels that were built in Britain during the second half of the 19th century. It was opened in 1881 to provide its guests with water cures and hydrotherapy remedies for illness and pain relief. Unfortunately, the original hydro burned down in 1905, but the present replacement building was completed in 1907 and is now on the list of Scotland's historic properties. Taking the waters was a popular pastime all over Europe during the Victorian and Edwardian periods, and Peebles was a popular destination with the well-to-do from Edinburgh and Glasgow. The guests arriving on this glorious midsummer day in June 2013 have come from much further afield, however. They've arrived from points all around the world, in fact, and they won't have time to laze around and take the waters themselves. They've more than 600 miles of motoring ahead of them, planned for the next 5 days. The occasion is the International Rallye of the Bugatti Owners Club, and drivers from 16 different countries are converging on Peebles with cars that are all among some of the rarest in the world. Drivers have flown in from the USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand and Japan, and in most of these cases their cars have been air freighted to Scotland as well. That's how importantly these drivers regard attendance at the rally. And it is a very special one, of course, because it's the 50th anniversary of the first UK rally. European drivers have come from 11 different countries, namely Britain, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Sweden and Switzerland. Many of these cars have arrived in trailers so as to be in pristine condition. Others have driven their cars hundreds of miles, and in some cases more than 1,000, to get to the starting point of what promises to be a memorable week of motoring.
They're not supposed to be.
Now it's a matter of cleaning, polishing and fettling the cars for the miles to come. although one or two that have already covered a considerable distance to get to Scotland are in need of servicing, and in one or two cases, some rather major repairs. But come what may, all 102 participants will be ready to go on the first day of the rally tomorrow.
Piston blue, is it? Yeah. No, right. Piston ring. No, it's not a piston ring. It's not the ring. Let's have a look.
On hand there are examples of almost every model built by the French-domiciled Italian Ettore Bugatti at his factory in the town of Molsheim in the Alsace region of France. They were expensive when built back in the 1920s and 30s, and they were built in relatively few numbers. It's the first driving day of the rally, and the participants are leaving the Hydro for a 60-mile morning tour around the back roads of the Scottish borders to Abbotsford, the grand country house on the banks of the River Tweed that was built in the early years of the 19th century by the famous novelist Sir Walter Scott. And as the Bugatti drivers make their way through the village on their way back to base, it's great to see the car with registration number AL3751 going strong. Good to see, considering that we saw the car having a piston replaced in the Peebles Hydro car park.
My name is Charles Trevelyan. I'm the chairman of the Bugatti Owners Club in England, and we draw to the end of the 2013 International Bugatti Rally in Scotland. It has been the most wonderful rally. We've had almost 100 Bugattis on the event, and owners have come from all over the world, from Australia, New Zealand, from Canada, the United States, the Far East, and many other places too. The weather has been particularly kind to us. So my wife and I have been in a 1926 Bugatti Type 23 Brescia that has run magnificently, and our son Piers has been in a 1927 Type 37A Grand Prix Bugatti. We've been terribly well looked after. The first hotel we were in was the Peebles Hydro. It was absolutely magnificent. The second hotel was the Athol Palace Hotel at Blair Athol, and that too looked after us all superbly. Both hotels were in wondrous settings with splendid views, and our trips have taken us to Alnwick Castle, to the Highlands of Scotland, around most superb lochs, and through scenery that was indeed hard to believe it was so beautifully real. We've had a wonderful time. The cars ran perfectly. Indeed, all the rally participants have had a splendid time, and I would particularly like to thank our organisers of this rally, Hugh Conway and Alan McNabb, and their respective wives, Annette and Mary. And as we approach the very last day of the rally, we look back on some very fond memories, some very special friendships, and not least the hospitality offered by our friends in the borders in Scotland. Thank you.
So international Bugatti rally in Scotland?
Yes, in Scotland.
Well
Tell me,
done.
Which car have you brought this time?
Oh, I bought the 35, an early 35 Grand Prix de Lyon.
Yes.
End of 24, and it's running very nicely so far. And
Perfect.
so tomorrow should be another day, another good ride.
Good, yes. Tomorrow, what's planned? Do you know? You've not looked at the maps, perhaps? Yes?
I did. So we're going around some lochs, one way clockwise, and the other way clockwise.
Yes.
Single track.
Loch.
Oh, Loch.
Yes.
Loch. Yes.
Lomond,
So,
yes.
whatever.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
Loch
So,
Tatum.
single track roads.
Yes.
And we got to remember to drive on the left, which is the right, which is the wrong, which is still the right one, but left side.
Yes.
Okay.
And it gets worse because we've changed the map for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I hope the message gets across.
That makes it very interesting.
Welcome to Scotland.
Fantastic.
Yes. Enjoying yourself.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
The weather good too.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your car. Or cars, because I believe there are three of you. Three brothers.
Three brothers.
The Marx brothers.
The
right?
Marx brothers. Four of us. So but only three cars. So we've come for Mum's 80th birthday. Mum was 80 last Friday.
Wonderful.
So we
Happy
thought
birthday, Mum.
we'd get all the family together
Yeah.
and come up here with my three brothers and the sort of various other halves and Mum as well.
Right.
And we've been bumbling around in all the cars that Dad put together over the years.
Great, yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about those cars?
So we've got a Type 51, which is a lovely Grand Prix car that I remember going with Dad at the age of 15 to buy. So that was back in 1978 or
Nice
something
memories,
like that.
yeah.
So some time ago. And then we bought a Type 57 that was his first Bugatti, and we all drove around in that as kids. We'd all pile in the back and he'd take us about in it, and we enjoyed that. I suppose I was 6 years old when he bought that one.
So that's the family car.
Yeah, the family
the
car.
bus.
So brother Chris has brought his kids along, and so they're in the back of that.
Fantastic.
Enjoying themselves.
It's a real family affair, right?
Yeah, and then we brought a Type 59, which Dad bought some pile of bits some time ago, and I think that went on the road in something like 1998.
Oh, right, okay.
Something like that.
Yes.
So we got that going. So yeah, we're having a great time. Cars are all running well and fabulous.
Right, and you're maybe the eldest brother.
No, I'm number 3.
You're number 3, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so Tim, the eldest brother, he refuses to go in a Bugatti, so he drives the Range Rover and follows along behind.
Backs you up, right?
Yeah.
He's not been doing too much work, I don't suppose.
No, he's been
They're all
having,
running
no,
smoothly.
he's having
Good.
a gentle time with his air conditioning. Yeah.
Excellent. And then, so yourself, you're Rupert, right?
I'm Rupert, yeah.
Right.
And then Chris is the youngest, and he's driving the 57 with his kids, and Bill's driving the 59.
Right, okay.
And Mum jumps from one to the other.
Good. And the kids are enjoying themselves.
Yeah, they are enjoying it, yeah. So they'll be addicted and have the same problems that we have.
Well, happy problem.
Thank you.
Rupert,
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Slancheva.
Slancheva.
Oh, hello. I'm John Shellard from Melbourne, Australia. We've come over here to drive the Type 49 of 1931. This has been a fantastic rally. Never experienced such wonderful roads, such wonderful driving. The views, when one could take one's eyes off the road for a moment or two, were fantastic. Driving the roads there with sheep around, various other things are absolutely fantastic. For the first few days we had wonderful weather. The organisers have, well, even today with the few showers, has not been bad. The organisers have done everything extremely well, including the weather.
And the baronial splendour of the castle's banqueting hall is a fitting place for this memorable event to draw to a close.